to the computer. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Suzette Robinson from Birmingham, Alabama.
And I am Dr. Acia Williams from Washington, D.C.
And you
and I am Dr. Kema Diggs from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And we're all professionals. We work with hair loss patients, clients, people that need our services, but we're not just professionals in the hair loss arena. Many of you all hold other licenses, such as Dr. Acia, you hold other licenses.
Well, I hold an instructor's license. I'm also a barber. I am a stylist. So I have over 20 years in the industry altogether, as well as in the hair loss practitioner. So,
yeah. Wonderful. How about you, Dr. Diggs? You want to tell me a little bit about you?
Okay. Yes. I hold a barber license, a board certified barber, a board certified cosmetology, and I'm also in the hair loss as the hair loss practitioner.
Wonderful. So we all have a lot in common.
Yes.
You know, we teach, we work with people that are going through traumatic situations with their hair. So, you know, people need to see us, ladies, doctors, as the professionals that we are, because number one, our services will always be needed. A lot of times we're talking to people that's now getting introduced into the industry. And my understanding, we've been in the industry for 30 plus years, some of us, right? Yes. And so we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows, we've seen the ins, and God knows we've seen the outs. Yeah. But my reaching out to you all and talking to you all, because I've noticed something special in each one of you. And I realized just listening to you all and being a part of your lives and with us working together, I noticed that we're rock solid in our industry. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're dealing with others that's not quite rock solid. Some have been working, as we've been seeing, without licenses. They've been doing posting, they've been doing videos, you name, they've been doing it. Okay, we see that. Mm-hmm. Our job as professionals is to open up the minds of the people and an awareness that there's a professional way that this must be done. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, Acia, Dr. Acia, I know you and I had talked about our classes and stuff, and we're going to bring Kema on board because there's a lot that she does that could add to the classes. Many of you all know I'm with P2p Certification and Training Institute. And I've been working with the Institute. I'm the founder of the Institute, but I've been working with it for many, many years. And it has gotten to a place now where it has to grow. And so as part of being an instructor, that's when you all come in. And I know, Acia, we had talked about it because you're in the DC area. And
yes.
And Dr. Diggs, you're in Atlanta. And I'm in this wonderful state of Alabama. So we all have a part to play and a lot of people to reach. And so I just kind of want people to kind of hear from you all, your take on, you know, what you can offer, what you would, any information that you would give them concerning education, the importance of education, why we need to do what we're doing.
Well, I'll start by saying that a lot of the information that anybody will get from me will come from experience. Being in the industry as long as I have, going through a lot of the channels that I had to go through, from education and all, because it started with education. Everything that I had to do, I had to get educated to be able to do it. And that alone is a sacrifice, but it was a sacrifice at the time. I never foreseen it to be working for me now. So I'm looking at the stylists now who are on the edge, and they're on the edge because they weren't prepared for what happened right now. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that I am totally prepared.
I hear you.
Because I don't know what is to come. Right. But I'm not worried because I have so much that I can fall back on. So like you had mentioned when we were talking, when you talked about how could you have been doing something so long or been in the industry and then you're not even licensed? Like, you can't benefit know-how, okay? Yeah. So this is not even a discussion for you. The only thing I can tell you is go enlist in your local beauty and barbering school. First start there, get the hours, and then go to the board and get licensed.
Absolutely.
But for my licensed professionals, where are you in your business? You know, what did you really do to kind of set yourself up for now? Where are you? Did you really just stop at the stylist and barbering degree? That's all you had? You know, what will you have to really fall back on? One thing what I had always, about 2003, I was pushed into going back to school because of circumstances at the time. I was pushed into going back to school to get my educator's certification so I could go get licensed, which is my instructor's license. Okay. And at that time, I had no, I didn't get it to educate, you know. I just got it to just go back to have the highest license so I could be able to run a salon. Yeah. Okay. I didn't have a salon. I am just becoming a new salon owner, okay? Like 6 months ago, okay? So, but at the time, because of the circumstances that was going on, it pushed me into that direction. But because it pushed me into that direction, it pushed me into education, okay? So that way, all of the teaching and all of that other stuff came up under my belt for so many years now that after a while, I started to look at stylists a little differently because I said, if all I had to fall back on was my cosmetology license for doing hair, what do I really have? Yeah. I really have nothing because at the end of the day, we get burnt out as stylists. We get tired. Yeah, you get tired coming in and doing client after client after client after client, standing hours after hours after hours. But guess what? You have to do it because that's your job. That's how you eat. But then after a while, when I started to notice I did not have to do that solely, I was like, getting my instructor's license when I did, however the situation was happening, was perfect for me because a lot of the criteria had changed, for one, whereas though it requires so much more time that I didn't say, time that I thought I didn't have back then, but now it requires so much time because the states, because as an educator, I always tell my students, do not talk about what is going on now. Okay. Because the laws can change at any time.
And they do.
And they do. And they do all the time. I've watched it my entire time in this industry. The laws, the hours, the rules, all of that changes just like that. So, like, for example, when I had to go back to school, I had to get 600 more hours for my instructor's certification. 600 more hours now has turned into 1,000
Oh,
for
okay.
DC. So for DC, they have to go back. You have to go back to school for 1,000 more hours,
Yeah.
and 1,000 more hours of education
That's
in order
right.
to be an instructor. You know, so what I knocked out in no time, right? When I had to go back, you know, I had to come out the shop, pull out the shop, do half days, go back in, you know, all that other stuff. Now it's requiring so much time for people. So now when I'm like, you need to go back to school, get your instructors, I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. And they're like, I can't do it. I'm like, I don't know what you mean you can't do it. You're just going to have to sacrifice to do it. I understand it's a sacrifice. I did it. I broke into my career 2 different times to go get education. Okay. One was for the instructors, one was for the barbering. I know what I'm talking about because I did it. I only could tell you this because I've
That's
done it.
right.
I only tell you
That's right.
from experience, but it is beneficial
Yes, it
that
is.
I did it, and it's going to be beneficial that you do it. You have to get more up under your belt. I teach the students even now, whenever I get in their face, I say, let me tell you something. Getting this license does not just require you being behind the chair. There is so many other opportunities out here for you being licensed, but you're going to have to add some more education. You have to add education. One thing about our industry is we have to stay educated.
Now,
And a
see,
lot of people don't
you
do
saying
that.
that's a key point right there, because I think a lot of times when people get into this industry, you know, I was young. I was real young. You know, I was 23 when I opened my first salon. I'm 55 now. So I was very young, and I just thought that's where it was. You know, hey, I was making money, but I never set up anything. I spent as fast as I made it. And I didn't have nothing set up for times when they really got rough.
Same
So,
here. I think we all did it. You know, like you
so
come in, that money coming in.
would you agree, Dr. Diggs? What was your experience?
Yeah, we all did it.
Yeah.
We all did it.
Yeah.
Like money
we
coming
all
in.
Because we all started so young.
Yes. And you know, you don't think that, I mean, you know, the money's good. I mean, if you said, but this is what I want to bring to the forefront to our people that's looking at us now. Listen, you got to set yourself up correctly in order for days like this pandemic. It has come, okay? There's nothing we can do about it. But if you hadn't stored up, you can't sit at home and just relax and just, you know, there are so many things that you could be doing while you're at home. If your paperwork is not together, get it together. You know, if you plan on writing a book, write it. You know, it's so much that can come out of this. And I was looking at, I got a chance to come visit you, Dr. Diggs, and to just look at some of your wonderful work, your wigs and things, and the wonderful quality of hair that you have. And I said, nobody knows about Kema. We need to know, because you have great quality hair. I got a chance to feel it, touch it, and fell in love with it. And I just kind of want you to kind of
smell it.
And you know, I smelled it. I have this thing about smell. My husband, you don't get enough of that. But I smell because I smell for chemicals and stuff like that, because people love to tell you it's virgin, it's this, it's that. But being in this industry, you all can agree, we have learned to use our senses and discernment of things that are good and things that are not good. And so I do smell the hair. So Kema, tell us something about that.
And what did it smell like? Did it smell like the other hair you gotten in the stores? No,
it didn't even feel.
Doesn't smell or feel like it.
It felt wonderful. I mean, and it's so,
Yes,
that hair is so pretty, you know, but I
it
want you,
is. It
let's
is.
talk about it. Talk about it, Kema. Tell us something.
Well, that's a hair. It's for the past about maybe 15 years, I have been researching and spending a lot of our family money trying to get the right hair. It took me years since 2002.
Okay.
Um, and we lost a lot, just because it's a lot of crap out there. um like I tell women, it's the Chinese they're calling the hair Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian, and all that, just to confuse Black women. But there's no such thing. The hair that they're calling that and saying is 100% human, it's coming out of China. It's loaded with silicone and chemical and harsh chemicals for our hair. So I said, if I have to wear any type of extension, it has to be the best. And it has to be affordable for women.
Okay.
So I connected with a manufacturer. Of course, we had to sign various agreement and stuff like that. Because I told him, I said, this is the year that I want to, get more into this to help other women so that they are, using the right hair. Because it's the best, one of the best in the world. Yeah. It's very good. It's light. It smells very, very nice. It has no odor, no chemicals in it, because it's all real. It's real.
Okay.
Yes,
And see,
it's real.
nobody really, my thing is, as a people, we have so much to offer. All of us are educators. Um, no one teaches the same, but all of us have a gift that we can give. And my thing is, I hear people say, well, our industry is going down. I totally disagree with that.
Oh.
Nothing goes, look, we're in control on how things happen in our lives. I strongly believe that. And, when I talk to Dr. Williams, we've been talking, and she's been keeping in contact with me for such a wonderful long time. She's been encouraging me, and I've been encouraging her. And I think we're a great combination. Yeah. Because she pushed my back when I feel like sitting back. And then Kema comes along and says, Suzette, we got to do this. And so here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. And check this out. We're going to do it. Now, for those that were looking to start their product line, I think Acia, you have used some of my products.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So, but I'm like this, and anybody that really know me, I share. Now, Kema, I've talked to you many times. We done got burnt helping people, but
right.
We have got burnt.
Right.
But I can honestly say, when God put things together, they work perfect. And we have a full line now of foam wrap, you name it, we got it. We got I think it's 12 or 13 products that we can use along with the hair Kema has.
Yes.
We're gonna promote that. We're gonna promote that. And what I'm saying is that we have to learn as a people how to work
together.
And we have found out that we have a great way of doing it. Dr. Acia and myself along with Kema now, we're going to be doing some online classes. It's already set up
Yes.
and ready to go. All it needs is you, and you. And
Yes.
we have subjects that we are very proficient in, that we can teach and will teach. So my point and my reason for saying this, God had me doing this years ago for such a time as this. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just trying to do it. And I always tell people that know me, I'm not going to talk about anything until it's DONE. Well, P2p classes are ready to go. And
Yes.
I'm learning so much from y'all. And this is what I want to tell people, anybody that's going to look at this, I hope we encourage them in such a way to know that you don't have to be inferior about anybody. What God has given you, he gave it to you.
Amen.
You got to know what he gives you is not for you. It's always for him to get the glory. And so when I'm talking to each one of you, I'm listening to you like you listen to me. No man is an island. We cannot stand alone. And I think that's the thing that's breaking the bridge down.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
we have a barber here. We have a person who knows extensions like the back of her hand, who knows how to properly braid. You know, we have, all of us know our ins and outs about the hair loss, but nobody knows everything. Together,
No.
we're a great team. Okay. And so, you know, and I'm hoping that someone will see this and hear what we've said, to know that you can't do this by yourself. And I'm going to tell you what I love about each of you all. Y'all not afraid to go get it. And that's what's going to be the lesson in this, because somebody is thinking about it, but they ain't doing nothing. Remember, in the word, Satan knows the word, but he can't do any of it. It's in the doing. It's in the doing that we get our blessings. And y'all, we pray a lot. So when people see us, we pray. So as the success rolls up, it's because God is doing it. I'm just going to tell you. So I often tell people that, they say, well, how you get this? Honey, I can't tell you. I can tell you this. It's all God and none of me. Okay? And so as we continue to do these, I want to continue, you know, as we get on and each one of you all have topics, let's get on here, let's tackle these things. Let's talk about this industry. Let's uphold our industry.
Yes.
Because we work very hard for.
I have a question.
Okay.
Doctors, I have a question here. This is Dr. Kema Diggs. It's concerning the braiders.
Okay.
It's concerning the braiders. It's about these braiders, and it concerns me as a professional. They are in the shops braiding hair with absolutely no sanitation or sterilization class.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing. And I think it's pretty scary. It scares me.
I can see that.
Because of all
talking about.
Yes,
because states have different states are regulated, whereas the braiders need a certification. So that depends on what state you're talking about. So I know, because like DC,
I'm in Georgia.
So they're not regulated yet. Are they regulated?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to have
no?
Okay, but that's not, you have to go. You have to deal with that with state boards and stuff. The state boards have to regulate that's a state to state thing. So every state's a different. So certain states are regulated as far as their braiders and some aren't. And we've been regulated. We, meaning Washington, D.C., have been regulated for quite some time now, just long enough. So braiders need certifications. So if they're in there doing it, it's because they can't, because nobody has regulated.
That's it, yeah. And then too, you know what I've realized even here. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kema.
They don't have to go to school like we did for all those hours or all the years that we did, like to get our doctors. I did my master's and doctors for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the guys and girls were there for like 10 years because they had to do bachelor's, master's, and doctoral. So all we need is just a chapter or two of sanitation and sterilization. You know, I think that'll protect the public.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in DC, we're regulated like that. When they go to school,
that's good. School, very good.
They get certified, and there's only certain classes that they have.
They got to take,
which is sanitation, things like that. But it's a state to state thing. You have to deal with that in whatever state is not regulated. But they do take those classes. They don't have to spend. The degree program you talk about is not necessary for them to take. That's something extra, extra education. But there's there's a class to be certified and licensed in DC. Let me say that. They are licensed braiders here in DC. They can go to school for the braiding certification.
Yeah, they even have a book.
Like shampoo and conditioning, blow drying, sanitation, things of that nature, hair scalp disorders, all the certain chapters like that, they are taking. It is not a long, full-fledged course like a cosmetology, but it's a full-fledged course for them to know what to look for and things of that nature for the clients that are coming in. But they are licensed here. And here it's like us as a cosmetologist going behind that chair working without a license. Here in DC, if they went behind that or that chair and was braiding and the board walked in, they could not prove that they have a license, they're in just as much trouble. But again, it's a state to state thing. So if Georgia has not set up for braider certification yet to come under the barber cosmetology board, then that's something that you have to like deal with when they have like their meetings and stuff, like or figure out a way to get them regulated. Because other than that, they could just braid hair like it's been doing for years.
Okay, but oh my God, what happened to my? No. Oh, sorry, little hiccup. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what I've realized, Kema, and this helped us. A lot of people don't go to any of the meetings that they have at your state board. So a lot of people don't really know what's being passed and not saying that. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened here. Start attending those meetings. Okay? And you don't need a group of people, but you need to be a voice. If you're not agreeing with it, always let them know, because we have a right to say something at those meetings. But when we don't show up, they kind of pretty much put in place what they want to. And so I'm learning, because I go down there. I don't wait on nobody to go with me, because, people talk a big time. Yeah, I'll go with you. And they don't show up. You go. You be that voice, because somebody's got to speak on behalf of that. And that's a concern. And you have a right to voice how you feel about it before your board.
Yeah.
I try to go to as many meetings.
And I think all it does, it keeps them safe, keep the clients safe, because I mean, someone could come in. I could be a client off the street, come in with tinea.
Right.
And if I don't know, if I could come in with tinea and sit in the braider's chair, and if that's a braider doesn't know that scalp disorder, you know how bad that is.
See,
She
yeah,
will proceed braiding, and then that's a huge,
that's another problem.
problem.
That's the same
That's a huge
thing,
problem.
ladies. That's the same thing we go through, doctors, with our hair loss. I watch people come in. You know what I'm saying? That's our biggest.
I wasn't worried about I'm worried about, not to say braiding is not my industry, but I could care less about the braiders. I need to worry about my licensed stylist to be able to determine that part, then determine
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's a, yeah.
I want to deal with my hairstylist right now who are licensed and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
that the braiders do whatever you gonna do. I'd rather get my hairstylist who are licensed out here on
Right.
and then that way,
Right.
because the
But
braiders,
you know what?
Right.
Being the owners of
Right.
businesses, we can set the standards in our businesses. There are some things that you should never allow. You know what I'm saying? Now, I I run more of a clinic than I do a traditional salon. I
Right.
love it. I love the clinical part. And I know it's hard for people coming out of the salon trying to come in and transition to work with me because it's straight clinical, straight medical terms, all of that. Why? Because I deal with more damaged scalps and all this stuff. So I have to stay abreast on scalp disorders and different things that I've got to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So when people come in and if they going to work in that setting, they got to have the same mindset as I do.
Yeah.
Or we cannot, I quote, we cannot, like your clinical part of your business is set up like a clinic. You don't run it like a beauty salon. People come in, you check for things that are necessary to service them. If you see an underlying problem, anything going on, you know how to handle that without proceeding to do something that would do more damage to them instead of helping them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and you know, in my field of work, I won't even see a braider, right? You know, so I'll be strictly dealing with your scalp disorders, your eating habits, you know what I'm saying? All of those things that we're learning under the umbrella of a hair loss or hair restoration professional. And so, and even with the extension part, the cranial prosthetics, I have to be careful with companies that I use because companies are popping up so fast and their stuff is not, it's not authentic. I mean, you know, they're using quick stuff and, you know, but when we're dealing with cancer patients and it's a delicate situation, so we've got to use the correct, you know, hair and caps that they need because of the issues that they're already going through. And so my thing is I'm learning how to check out different vendors that you know, people gonna reach out to you when you get started and get to rolling. They're gonna just send you stuff. They're gonna send you stuff, but you got to know who to be with and who not to touch. Don't get this, don't get that. Just like that Ghost Bond. Ghost Bond is being sold everywhere. But let me tell y'all something. The Ghost Bond, there is a generic brand of Ghost Bond. The real Ghost Bond comes through a company where only hair loss professionals can get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Ghost Bond you buy from the beauty supply store.
Right.
One day I'm gonna get one of the bottles that come with the cranial prosthetics, and I'm gonna get a bottle that you get out the beauty supply store, and I'm gonna show you the labels look the same from the untrained eye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you really look at it, the ingredients are totally different. But when you don't know, you don't know. And so people are buying it off the shelf.
All is different too.
Oh, girl, isn't it? It's expensive.
Yes.
It's expensive, honey.
Yes.
But
Same bottle.
this is what we're dealing with as professionals. People are buying things that they may look and see us using, but the stuff that they're getting is not the professionals, you know. So you have to be careful of those that selling counterfeit things, okay? Just like those knockoff bags people run around with, you know. So we have to be careful, because I found out in this business, I have a client that's a diabetic. I have to be extremely careful with her. And sometimes your clients, maybe y'all don't have any, but they decide they're gonna go get some stuff without your permission, and decide they're gonna do something to their hair at home, and it turns to be a very bad
Mm-hmm.
situation. So then they have to call you, and you ask them, and they beat around the bush, and they finally tell you, I went and bought that stuff you use. I said, what stuff I use? And she told me. I said, where did you get that? Oh, from the beauty supply. It's not what I use. It may look like it, but it's not. And as it turned out, she had a bad reaction to it. Now, her being a diabetic, it could have took her right out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is so important.
Yeah.
I really take pride in what we do, because it's I take it serious. You know, just like the hair you have, Kema, you hold it like it's a baby, because it's precious to you. You know the value of it. So, you know,
Yeah.
our job is to help educate our people. Now, we might not reach everybody. Hey, so we done found that out. We're not gonna reach everybody.
No.
Somebody will catch on. And so, you know, so we just have to continue to fight the good fight of faith as we do this what has been given to us to do. And so anything you want to tell the barbers, Acia?
Shoot, I really need my men, especially the male barbers. I really want them to take one particular course that we're going to offer, because I want them to start identifying and getting their clients' scalps clean prior to their haircut. Okay. And I want to tell them the importance of it, and also it helps them make more money. So I definitely want the barbers to tap into this, because for one, you already know you all have more clients that lose hair.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, like I treat and deal with more men. Sometimes it seems like I deal with more women, okay? Because, you know, the women, we could kind of hide them. And then I kind of don't like that, because they get, the ones that get too comfortable
Yeah.
with weaves and things like that, they don't treat their hair as much as they should. But the men, they don't hide. You know, it's out in the open. So it's so much, so many ways that my male barbers can help their male clients, and it can be very lucrative for you
Yeah.
while you're being helpful. So I
I
really
like that.
come
I
on.
like that, because, you know, they have their issues too. Kema, can you, with the hair
Yeah.
extension, the quality of hair, what could you tell those that are dealing with the hair, how important it is to take classes dealing with hair loss and scalp disorders? What could you tell them?
Well, what I'll tell them is they all need to take the class, the hair loss class.
Yeah.
Hair loss practitioner, it's very important. It's so much that you would learn. I mean, I couldn't even emphasize enough. That's how important it was when I took the class.
Yeah,
Yes,
because it was
yes,
so much that we learned,
yes.
wasn't it?
It was so much information. It was so much information. It was so much information. It was just like being, it is what it is, hair loss practitioner. Going deep into the, going deep into the books.
Yes, yes. And see, a lot of people, when I first started, I said, I had taken several classes, and each one I took, I was like, I had all this paper, I didn't know what to do with it, and I just had papers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on the search. I got to take this class, take this class, take this class. So I told God, I said, if you ever put me in a position where I can educate people and certify them, I will make sure they get all the information. And as you all know, Acia, you know, and Kema, we do training too. So these classes, not just for certification, they're for people that's certified and need more training.
Yes.
And you all can agree, you can never learn too much. Because when we go into trichology, we're dealing with the whole skull, the structure of the whole, all of this, all the muscles, all the, oh God, the arteries. It's just so much we had to learn. And as you get into it, you'll find out why you need to know those things, because we're dealing with the cranial. We need to know every part. There's a part that we went over, the illustration of the head that had the different parts and coming from here, the main
Yes,
artery going all the way up. It helps those that are doing braiders really need that, because just like they were talking about that little girl who kept complaining to her mother that her head was hurting, and she pointed right here.
yes.
And they kept saying, well,
That's
your braids are loosened up, you put a warm towel on your head. That's a lie. That child lost her life. Why? Because that main artery from here that runs all the way to here, if you don't know how the head is structured, and you're putting tension on main parts that carry the oxygen to the brain, if you cut that off, you cut the life source out of that person. So we realize
yes,
have to, especially
yes,
being educators, how important it is to give the information. Some people think what we do is just nothing. Oh, it's something, because we really have to learn this. And I can honestly say we're still learning. We're
Yes.
still learning.
Daily, daily,
Still
daily.
learning.
I'm what? I don't know, maybe 5 hair loss, certified hair loss classes in. So I don't believe in, I tell people all the time, you could take one course for 2 days and walk around and talk about you're a trichologist all you want. No ma'am and no sir.
Tell the truth, baby.
More to it. And most of the companies, my first classes, I mean, I can't really tell you what I got from him when I did them, you know, years back, besides them trying to push products on me.
Absolutely.
But, you know, but you're out here trying to really, really, really be helpful to your clients. You know, that lady who has lost her hair and losing hair suddenly, and you don't know what to do, and you're trying to help them, you really can't, and then you become just that weave stylist because all you know how to do is cover it up and you don't know how to treat it. And I just know that it takes time. It takes time, it takes education, it takes studying, it takes knowing. And when I finally had connected with Dr. Robinson some years ago, and then I was able to sit under her in one of her trainings at P2p, that was like the most information I ever seen someone give in a one class setting. You know, I was like, you don't get that type of education elsewhere when it comes down to hair loss practitioner. Trust me, I know, because I went to the white schools first. I went to the white schools first, so I don't. But I went to white schools first, but I was educated it was a Black educator, but she was still following the curriculum from a company. And it was, I didn't get that type of information. So it was very helpful to me from already what I had and what I was learning through trial and error, and then getting this education. And it was just more, it was more helpful and knowledgeable for me to now be able to identify and see things with my clients and stuff on, because everybody, I'm telling you, it is a case by case. When we say it is a case by case,
we ain't playing.
It's a case by case. I mean, it is a case by case. No client will come to you the same. It can look the same, but it will be a case by case. Even if you're still giving them the same programs, it's still going to be a case by case. Everything works differently for everybody.
Right, right.
No, it is a serious relationship that takes place between you and their client, and they have to be just as committed as you are committed.
I like that. You are so talented.
To see if it's going to work. It's not going to work. They do, because of the devastation of hair loss. People want it microwave. It's not going to be microwave, but we can help. We can help, and we have been known to help. So it's just that simple. That's how you have to even tackle it as that stylist when you're approaching your client. You're like, look, this here is a relationship we both have to work together. Like, do not come here and try to put all this on me. Like, it's not just me in this relationship. It is us in this relationship.
That's right.
All of these programs and tools, but in order for you to give your client that, you have to get this type of education. You have to know what you can do and how you can service them, and
that's right.
Just turn yourself into that practitioner. Come out of the stylist and be that practitioner. Put
the coat on and let's get to work.
The coat, and then and you be that person for them, because I love my dermatologists, but my dermatologists, I don't know what they're doing. They doing it. I've been trying to partner with them and stuff, and want us to work together.
And see, that's the thing.
Can work and watch.
That's the thing.
I want to work with them, but they don't want to work with me. I like as if I don't know what I'm doing, and
that's the thing. They are dermatologists, and they're doing the skin, and they do the top surface. You're the professional when it comes to the hair itself. So you kind of go beneath. I want to show y'all something. Give me just one moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. No, I always say
that's fine.
We trump the dermatologist anyway.
Now this is your scope. Okay. I'm going to ship it as soon as Corona let me do it.
You know what? You can send it. That Corona ain't doing nothing. You can send it right to my door.
This, Kema, this is your scope. This is 1600. Yours is a little powerful than mine, but that's okay. I'd rather
have one.
This is 1600.
No, is that the cordless one too?
No, baby, you ain't get the cordless. Just hold what you got. But this is the scope. Now, this is what a lot of people like to take the class because they think I'm gonna give them this first. You don't get this when you take 101. Because you're not even ready for this one. Because the reason why we continue to educate, because up under this scope, this particular one, you're gonna see the magnification 1,600 times. It is something to see, but you need to know what you're looking at.
Yeah. Okay?
That's why we go to school and we continue to learn. So when we're looking at the scalp, we are knowing what we're looking at. We're not just looking in and assuming, okay? And also, we use this the laser brush,
Laser brush.
okay? And so this is the one that you're gonna use. Mostly, my clients get these, and they use them at home. You get a more powerful one when you're using it in your clinic, okay? So this is like something that, you know, I get for them to use too, you know, because you want them to be able to give themselves treatments when they're at home, but it's not as powerful as the one that you use at the clinic. See,
Right.
I tell people that take these classes, you have to change your mind from being a stylist to becoming a professional as a hair loss professional, or a hair loss, or a person that will help restore. See, we restore more than just your hair. It's your well-being, it's your health. We deal with underlying issues, teaching them how to eat right and stuff like that. So we have a lot we have to learn. We learn about central oils. We learn how to, you know, how to put the right vegetables and foods in our bodies, because all that works together. So you transition from being behind the chair to actually becoming the person that they're going to confide in. And we actually have to hold a lot of things that we don't discuss among anyone. So we try to teach. I think one of the things when I first started doing this was getting cosmetologists to understand this was not a beauty salon. And this is not something that when they come and they talk to you, this is not the conversation you have where you go tell your friend about so-and-so. Whatever happens there is between you and them, okay? And so, you know, they're already feeling low about their scalps and different things. And sometimes, y'all, some of the case studies be so simple as helping them to sleep at night, or, you know, just things like that, because we have to be great listeners. And so I'm very excited about this. Y'all can tell I love this, you know, and I take pride in it. And so we're going to get this information out to cosmetologists, barbers, braiders, you know. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I thought about it several times. Anybody that's dealing with skin of any kind, esthetician, it ain't gonna hurt them to learn steps about the scalp or whatever, because people may ask them questions. You don't ever want to be in a position where people ask you something and you just dumbfound because you ain't got no answer for it. Don't make up nothing, you know. Find out the answer, and that's my thing. Don't make up anything to make yourself look good, because people are dependent on you to give them correct information. And I'm really thankful. P2p has been very good to me, and all y'all have proved that you are great educators, and I'm glad of that. Is there any lasting words you want to say to this audience? Anybody?
No, I'm just excited about the future. It's been like we've talked about this so many times that I'm just glad that
that is happening.
that Corona has given us this time to put this out together. You know, so everything's like
That's so funny.
we would have never had. You know, on the phone. So it was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah. So you know, I'm just like great works for me.
You're right. You know, and I was telling Kema when we were together in Georgia, and that was a great time for me because she was teaching me how to eat correctly too, Kema. I'm still talking about my food I ate at your house. And my smoothies. You know, we're like a puzzle. Each one of us have a unique piece that makes us who we are. So P2p cannot be what it is without you all. I mean, I'm just a piece of the puzzle. you know, and when Kema came, she said, "Oh, you got to try this hair." This I felt that hair. I was like, "Good Lord." You know, I've
Mhm.
never felt anything like, and I want so many people to see it. They just need to feel it and touch it and all that wonderful stuff. And so we finally got a platform where that can absolutely take place. So we're gonna make it do
Yes.
what it do. So I'm excited, you all.
Yes.
And I'm sure we got so much to talk about. So let's talk about it. Has just changed this platform. So because people ask questions, I can't answer all the questions. I don't have all the answers, but we all know how to answer questions. So we're gonna work on that to perfect that. I'm going to be contacting you all, and we're gonna get everything running, rocking and rolling. It has been it's been my pleasure to talk to you all this evening. And
Yes.
I'm gonna post this so others can see this and see the great things that's happening. Everything ain't standing still. God's still moving, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love y'all.
Okay, love you too. Thank
Love you
you.
too.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Talk
Bye.
to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.